happening, gang? It's your boy Retro back again with another reaction video. Yeah. So we got another huge update. I know you guys can probably already tell it is going down. Just by that title alone, guys, definitely gonna want to see this one. So we got that ABC's The View host, Sunny Hostin, back at it again, showing us that she hasn't learned much since her mistake that essentially cost her husband his practice, brought on a RICO case, and an investigation for herself, guys. I'm excited to get to this one. So without straight into it, just make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Before we get into it, you guys, hit that like button, also hit that subscribe button for your boy. And without further ado, let's hop straight into it, folks. Check this one out.
It is not a cultural thing because not everybody prioritizes that. People who don't have access to the kinds of jobs that they want to have, their priority is to figure out, how do I find the best job I can get? People who are prioritizing differently from big city people, you know, it's a different thing. So please don't paint us all with the same swath.
What I'm struck with is that Trump ran on, let's get all the immigrants out of the country so that Americans can get the jobs. And now they're saying, oh, sorry, you can't do the job.
Right.
And Trump.
But that right there really annoys me because they know what they're doing at the end of the day. They know that's not what Trump means or what's even happening, guys. There is a huge difference between an illegal and a legal migrant here on a work visa that they're trying to, these ladies, Joy Behar is trying to compare it to who Donald Trump and our borders are Tom Homan is speaking on clearing out the country. I mean, it doesn't make sense to me how they're allowed to get up here and do what they do, the pictures they try to paint. They don't care about the truth or fact of the matter. It's only their narrative, and it shows right here. That's ridiculous.
Now they're saying, oh, sorry, you can't do the job.
Right.
And Trump, so whatever. Yeah. I know it's specific.
Well, that's why the divide is there.
Yeah, but the lie was that we're going to get rid of the immigrants so that you will have more jobs. And now they're saying
getting rid of the immigrants that were causing, I mean, everyone, we can see this across the nation. You're seeing the crime rate has spiked all-time high, and there's a reason for that. And it's as simple as the open border policies that we've seen with the Biden administration. I don't understand how they're going to try to paint the picture to say that Trump is now trying to give these illegal immigrants jobs and or replace Americans. That's not the case whatsoever. Donald Trump is talking about bringing in on visa folks that are specialized, that are trained in areas that we are lacking as America, as a nation, you know, to fill those spots up, which makes more than enough sense to me. I'm not sure why they can't get that through their heads, that sometimes we don't have the resources needed in-house, so you have to outsource and find someone else. And sometimes that's outside of our nation, you know, but in my opinion, I would rather have the correct person, the most skilled laborer in that position versus someone who was essentially a DEI hire. You know, we need to start looking at folks based off the contents of their character versus the color of their skin. I mean, it's simple as that.
the lie was that we're going to get rid of the immigrants so that you will have more jobs. And now they're saying you can't.
And remember
when Trump said he loves the poorly educated. Well, give the poorly educated the jobs then.
It's a little more broad than that, because it's been a long-held Republican position that we support high-skilled labor coming into the U.S., but we think that we want to prioritize American jobs. If you keep the Silicon Valleys and these rising emerging technology industries building out their companies here, that is more jobs for Americans. But that's down the road. But that sometimes means you need engineers from elsewhere coming in.
Why can't
and in the national defense space.
I think they should.
And see, Sunny Hostin is still just not getting the point. She's saying that why can't we find that within the United States? And again, going back to my point, you know, if you have folks that are outside of our nation that are the most equipped, the most skilled, the most versed in those areas, I would definitely want them to come in and at least tackle the task until we can get someone trained up within our nation to be able to handle the job. You know, and then we'll have more of those skilled laborers. But at this point right now, we just don't have the means. And when you don't have the means, you have to outsource. It's simple. That's a business technique, very universal. I'm not sure why Sunny Hostin doesn't want to get that through her head, but I think I got a little idea why it is. It's because it's Donald Trump, his plan. Anything that this guy Donald Trump does or says, they have to go against, slam down on, and run with the most insane narrative. It's ridiculous, honestly.
sometimes means you need engineers from elsewhere coming in.
Why can't
and in the national
engineers from the
defense
United States?
space.
I think they should fix what they pay them. I think equalize the pay. It should not be you have an American worker and someone coming in on a visa and you can get them to work for less. I don't agree with that. But if you are bringing in the best and most qualified, I agree they should come from anywhere.
But you can't
Come on now.
how much people are going to make.
I just don't understand the notion that we cannot educate our communities enough to qualify
you can
for
do both jobs.
And Sonny is still missing the point. I mean, at the end of the day, that's not what's happening here. We're working towards it. We're working towards educating our people in-house, but at the end of the day, you know, you could only do so much. These folks that we all know, you know, they've hit the ceiling of where they're going to be. They don't expect or want to do much more. They're going to try to live off the government, get, you know, rob Peter to pay Paul, get, you know, skate by in life however they can. And for that, we can't, you know, there's nothing we really can do. We can't try to force these folks to go into the workforce. And that's exactly why at the end of the day, there's only so much that can be done, you know, as far as educating the people. You can only educate someone as far as they want to be educated. And if we're lacking in those areas, we don't have that here in our nation, should definitely go outsource where I feel like education is a little bit more competitive. Outside of our nation, definitely areas you're seeing that folks are, you know, spending and dedicating their entire lives to studying in specific areas that we are lacking in. And for that, until we can get someone educated up, like Sonny's point, she wants to educate everyone in our nation. Sometimes we have to fill that spot until everyone can get educated up, or those who want to be educated can be educated up. And sometimes we don't have enough folks that want to learn in that area. And for that, we have to outsource.
I just don't understand the notion that we cannot educate our communities enough to qualify
you can
for
do
these
both
jobs.
at the same time. That's a massive overhaul. We score so low across this globe for 1,000 reasons. We don't pay teachers. We don't have supplies. We don't have school buildings.
Fix that.
Agreed, but you have to do both at the same time because the
Come on now.
the world is moving.
There's also a national security imperative, not to make it like too highfalutin, but that is the biggest things. We want to be able to compete with China now. We can't wait till 20 years from now to fix our education system.
You know, we've been saying we need education for everybody.
Yeah. And
when
free
you're
education.
picking and choosing who gets educated in this country, how well they get educated, there's a problem. Because if you're not looking at your schools as one big group of education, if you're not going to do that and you're going to say, no, we're not going to give money over here, or we're going to give money over here, then you have
there we have it, guys. And the education problem we run into, I mean, like I said, we need to make our schools, our education system way more competitive. You're seeing that around the globe, worldwide, where, you know, they're taking education truly serious, whereas in the United States, we don't as much. You know, I feel like a lot of Americans take for granted the opportunities. Their parents aren't in the ear saying that you've got, you know, the best education right at your hands, at your disposal. We try to say and knock down on America's education system, but still at the end of the day, this is what is highly sought after across the world. And folks that come here do flourish. They flourish off the American education system. So as much as we like to knock it, it's more so the kids that are taking advantage, or they're not taking advantage, I should say, of the opportunities that they're being given, that are presented in front of them, because there's just so many different doorways and just methods to, you know, succeed, and especially in our nation. And that's why we have so many folks that want to get those visas and work here, because they're coming in with those specialized trades. And I'm going to stick on that point, guys, until the parents step in and start, you know, getting in their kids' ears, riding their backs on their bumper, talking about you need to make sure you're putting your education, your schooling first, and actually caring. We won't see much of a difference. They'll keep, you know, outsourcing these more skilled and specialized laborers from different countries, because the Americans are simply taking their opportunities for granted, guys. Definitely out in the comment section, let me know your thoughts. That's just a little tidbit of my perspective. I could go on and on and on about our education system, but I just want to say it starts at home. Definitely out in the comment section, let me know your thoughts. Also, make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you'd enjoy more content like this, catch you guys on the next one.